Warren Buffett is not the world's greatest investor because he is a math prodigy. He is the world's greatest investor because he is a master of biological restraint. 99% of his wealth was earned after his 50th birthday. Think about that. In his biography, The Snowball, Alice Schroeder reveals that Buffett's secret isn't a secret at all. It's a law of physics that most humans are neurologically incapable of following. While the world chases the next big thing, Buffett sits in a quiet office in Omaha, reading 500 pages a day. Today, we are deconstructing the Warren Buffett secret. We are going to look at the 5 psychological and strategic reasons why 99% of people stay poor, backed by the titans of finance and philosophy. Reason 1. The exponential blindness. The human brain is evolved for linear thinking, but wealth is built on exponential curves. Morgan Housel, in his book The Psychology of Money, explains that compounding is like a giant oak tree. For the first 10 years, you see nothing but a tiny sapling. Then, suddenly, it towers over the forest. Most people quit in the boring years. The habit of switching lanes is what keeps you poor. Albert Einstein reportedly called compound interest the 8th wonder of the world. If you interrupt the process because you are bored or anxious, you kill the tree before it can shade you. Wealth isn't about how much you make. It's about how long you can leave it alone. Reason 2. The Circle of Competence. Most people lose money because they pretend to understand things they don't. Charlie Munger, Buffett's late partner and the architect of mental models, argued that it's not a competence if you don't know where the boundaries are. Buffett famously avoided the dot-com boom of the 90s because he didn't understand tech. He was mocked for being old-fashioned until the bubble burst and he was the only one left standing. Ego is the enemy of the circle. The poverty loop is fueled by shiny object syndrome. The fix? Follow the advice of Naval Ravikant. Build or buy specific knowledge. Stay within the zone where you have an unfair advantage. If you can't explain why you are doing something to a 10-year-old, you shouldn't be doing it. Reason 3. The price versus value gap. Price is what you pay. Value is what you get. This is the core of Benjamin Graham's philosophy in The Intelligent Investor. Graham taught Buffett that the market is like a manic-depressive neighbor named Mr. Market. Some days he offers you a price that is too high. Some days he offers a price that is a steal. The poor buy when things are expensive because of social proof. Robert Cialdini, in his work on influence, explains that we look to others to determine correct behavior. When everyone is buying, you feel safe buying. But in wealth, safety is found in the margin of safety. You must train your brain to see assets as they are, not as the crowd sees them. Buy value. Ignore price movements. Reason 4. The action bias. Our biology screams at us to do something during a crisis. The mathematician Blaise Pascal once said, "All of humanity's problems stem from man's inability to sit quietly in a room alone." Buffett calls this his punch card philosophy. Imagine you only had 20 investment slots for your entire life. You would be much more careful about where you put your energy. Activity is often a mask for a lack of strategy. The mentally poor are constantly trading their time, their money, their focus. They mistake movement for progress. Wealth is built in the sitting. It is built in the no. As Buffett says, the difference between successful people and really successful people is that really successful people say no to almost everything. Reason 5. Antifragility and risk. The final reason people stay poor is that they are fragile. One bad month, one medical bill, or one market dip destroys them. Nassim Taleb, in his book Antifragile, describes systems that actually gain from disorder. Buffett keeps massive amounts of cash on hand, not because he is lazy, but because he is waiting for the world to break. When blood is in the streets, the liquid man is king. To fix the poverty loop, you must build a margin of safety. Stoic philosophy, as taught by Seneca, suggests practicing poverty. Live so far below your means that a crisis becomes an opportunity, not a catastrophe. If you are leveraged to the hilt, you are a slave to the wind. If you have dry powder, you are the master of the storm. The Oracle's conclusion. Wealth is a slow game, but we live in a world that sells us fast lies. The secret of Omaha isn't about finding a gold mine. It's about not digging your own grave. As Aristotle said, we are what we repeatedly do. If you repeatedly chase trends, you will be poor. If you repeatedly wait for value, you will be wealthy. Compounding takes time, but the first step takes courage. The courage to be boring while everyone else is trying to be viral. Tell me in the comments, are you brave enough to say no to the next big trend? I read every one of your stories. If this look into the mind of the Oracle changed your perspective, consider subscribing. Let's build wealth that lasts. Together.